Jess, the weekend has arrived.
Thank God.
What's going on?
Not much. So I want to ask you, how did you grow in your business this week? What did you learn? What wins did you have? I want to hear that about TA, okay?
That's a good question. This week's been kind of hectic. I would say, well, we had that big shoot yesterday with Six Store. That was so much fun. Steven's Independent Coins and Collectibles. We shot stuff on their precious metals. So what they needed was 4 ads or the deliverables. And they came in the studio. We set up a really nice set and really dialed in all of that. It was cool because their son Hunter came, and with them rolling out their collectible side of the business, we got to really showcase that. And I think we're going to get some really good stuff from it. So I'm stoked about that. So, I mean, it's always great just doing, I guess, more of the DP role, I guess, the director of photography or, director on set. So that was cool. But just working with you is awesome.
Yeah.
So.
No, that was awesome. I mean, I really loved how it was like a family business, like truly, firmly a family business, and how Charlie is bringing in another generation, and it's a legacy. He's building a legacy for his family, which honestly, I just don't think there's anything much more valuable in this world than being able to leave a legacy like that with the ones you love.
No, 100%. And I mean, I think that's all of our aspirations within our own businesses. So that was really cool. But yeah, I don't know. Just overall, it's been a good week. Not a whole lot of production, a lot of housekeeping stuff, I would say, went down this week. I sent out four quotes, so to 3 different leads or potential new clients. So hopefully if those close, things are going to be cooking on that.
Awesome.
And really excited because I know one of them is going to be with you, which is going to be incredible because you and I are like the tag team. And
I know. We're unstoppable.
we do so well together. So I'm excited to hopefully get one of those approved, and we'll just see. But what about you?
Yeah.
What has your week been like as a whole?
So week as a whole has been really good. That shoot yesterday was fantastic. I know you said you really enjoyed taking that more like DP role, director of photography, which is my dream because you are, one, so good at setting up a great scene, directing, lining everything up, all the things that I don't see in a shot, you see. And then, of course, your technical editing skills are out of this world, right? Way better than I could ever hope to do. But what I really enjoyed about that shoot was what I do best, which is pulling the emotions and the points out of people to fit the overall marketing strategy, and really listening while they're talking and recording, and then revisiting and pulling at the thread that we really want to highlight in their marketing that we think will meet their goals as business owners. And so I really enjoy taking that role on because in the past I've maybe not had the opportunity to work with a client that can come into a studio and have a professional like yourself. And I'm so worried about being the shooter and setting things up that I don't always get exactly what I need to get. So it was really nice to be able to focus on messaging.
Yeah, and I think you see that so much just within any new business of being a solopreneur or whatever, right? You wear so many hats. Mm-hmm. And I know videographers feel that brunt of the business very much so, right? I mean, how many times are you the guy sending the quote out, you're the guy scripting the videos, you're the guy editing the videos, filming the videos, framing the videos up, setting everything up, reaching out to the client, hey, are you free this day? So you're a calendar manager as well.
Yeah.
And there's so many things, and that's just one client, right? Yeah. So there's just so many different facets of getting it from idea to delivery. Yeah. So it's very interesting, and I think we're figuring it out, and it takes a lot of time, but it's great to have someone like yourself as a strategic partner for my business as well, because there's so many things that you do that complement what I do to where I don't have to think about it, right?
Right.
The scripting, the ideation of like, okay, did he say this? Did he say that? Like, that's why you stepped in at so many times. And you're like, hey, so let me rephrase that question. Try this. You know, it's almost like having two brains on one set,
Yeah.
which is so cool. Plus, you know, one thing I actually did want to mention is I taught you the linear versus nonlinear editing.
Yes. Oh my. Okay. So that was a very positive game changer this week. Earlier, Kyle had sent me a video and gave me some examples of a new way to edit the footage we get of our clients. And we're not going to give you the secret sauce. Sorry. But it blew my mind. And as soon as I watched that video, I was like, oh my God, he's right. And this is way better. And it sets our clients apart from all of the other reels being posted out there. So that night after I watched the video, I was like, okay, I think he's right, but let me test this out. Let me give this a try. It was awesome.
Well, you know what?
And I immediately I knew, I'm like, I'm only editing videos this way from now forward.
I will say this. We can give the sauce away because
Yeah.
I can't take complete credit for it. But for everyone out there who is on a budget and needs to bootstrap it some bit, this technique is called linear nonlinear editing. And what I mean by that is you have a story, right, to where it's Jack went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell tumbling after, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's your linear story. But maybe you start it with, you know,
Jack fell down the hill.
Jack fell down the hill.
Yeah.
And then it swoops to, you know, him saying, "Oh, I'm going to go up the hill,"
Mm-hmm.
right? To where you put the hook at first, or in anything, whenever someone's speaking with conviction.
Mm-hmm.
So, like this video that you're watching right now, we are using non-linear hooks, and a non-linear hook is simply finding conviction in someone's voice and making that a natural hook instead of, want to know 5 ways to do this, or I bet you didn't know, blah, blah, blah. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like we're using a technique to where it's, I don't want to say fooling or tricking.
It's more authentic.
It's authentic.
It's what it is.
It's
because,
storytelling.
Yeah, you're not sitting there, you know, in the past, like, I'm not going to lie. And we've done this together too, right? Where we have spreadsheets full of different video hooks or caption hooks, and we're just trying to plug and play and see which one fits the best there. And that's not really authentic, and it's not really natural. And I do have some clients who are just like, Jess, I'm not doing it. I don't speak that way, which is fair, and I honor that request, right? But it's so much better if this is a better, more authentic way, and getting someone who truly believes in what they're saying versus like, I'm just supposed to say this to get your attention, is a totally different level and is a game changer.
Well, and you know, just a little bit more on that too. Like, if you really think about the like root cause, or I guess the root of even that whole psychology, like, I'm not trying to steal someone's attention away. Yeah. I'm already on my phone like 5 hours a day. I don't want to be, you know, one of the causes that you're doom scrolling, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I do have something important that I want to tell you, but I want to do it in a way that's creative, it's unique, and it's something that you will actually get value from, or you won't feel like I just wasted 30 seconds of my day watching this, right?
Right.
So I think
I hate those.
I think that's important.
I hate those. They piss me off so much. And then I almost like will go out of my way to tag the creator in my brain to never watch their videos again. I'll be like, oh yeah, I don't like this person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I almost get a little vindictive about it.
Yeah, I mean, now that I'm learning this new technique, I'm definitely starting to stray away from deceptive hooks or hooks that just, you know, like the donkey falling over the fence, and then it's like, oh, hey, like the video has nothing to do with a donkey falling over a fence.
Yeah.
So to me, it's more about storytelling, and I really want to do that with our clients, making sure that we're being transparent and we're getting their point across in a way that is authentic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to revisit a point you made earlier, which is totally separate from this topic, because a high point in my week is connected to this. So you were talking about the solopreneur, and a lot of people, I think everyone starts as a solopreneur, right? Where you have to do everything and wear all the hats, and it's hard and it's a heavy weight to carry. But as your business grows, you get the opportunity to start to form a team around you. And I have been able to do that, and that's been super nice. I have a team of 5 that has been working with me for quite some time now, but we now have gotten to the point to expand even more. So that is a high of my week this week, is getting to expand 3 more roles on my team. So we'll be a team of 8. And it's been really good. Job posting has gone up. I've got a lot of really fantastic applicants. And, that is also part of the entrepreneurial journey, is at the beginning, you feel like, I want to work with someone that's really good, but I may not be able to afford their services or their skills, right? And you don't feel like you have as much control. So you end up doing a lot of building and molding and training, which you just have to be willing to do that, right? And you find good people who are willing to learn and want to learn, and you go from there. But now with this stage of hiring, it's some of the applicants I've gotten, I'm like, wow, I can kind of pick now. and that is a very freeing and exciting opportunity, because overall your level of service for your clients will just continue to rise. And that feels great.
Well, yeah, and not only that, right? But I think an area that most people overlook is, like what I was saying earlier, fulfillment, right? And I don't mean emotional fulfillment. I mean job delivery fulfillment. In you being able to have a team, you can now offset some of that responsibility, which helps you focus more on your business and grow in the areas that you need to do to further your dreams and to further the client experience that you have. So I think that's great. And I have an editing team, but other than that, in my business right now, it's very much of a skeleton crew, which is fine. Margins are great, but it's going to get to the point within the next month or two to where I'm going to need to really be strategic on who I hire, because I'm going to need to hire someone soon. And I feel you.
That has always been hard for me, is the who do I hire? Because sometimes I would look around and go, well, I need 10 people. I can afford one, and so it is deciding, like, what needs offloaded, what's the priority, or if you don't have a priority, if you're lucky enough not to have a priority of this needs to happen ASAP, it's like, what do I like doing the least? Or better yet, I firmly believe that iron sharpens iron. And I have started to set my sights not just with team members coming on, but strategic partners like yourself, of working with people that are better than me, truly. Like, there are things that I'm better at, right? But I don't want someone at my level of skill of video editing or under. I want to only hire and partner with people who are far above, because again, it just makes the business better and we grow better that way.
Well, and one aspect of that too is when you find strategic partners like myself, they're invested in you as well, right? Because now they have some skin in the game. Like, if you're like, hey Kyle, I need some help with video editing or with videos, and it'd be really cool if you can just help me out. You think you can do a couple for free? Or there's not really a lot of skin in the game for me. There's only a loss. But if you're like, hey, like, we can get bigger deals if we partner together.
Yes.
Now, okay. Now I see where your head's going with this. That's a genius idea.
Yeah.
So plus you can offer more too.
Yeah. And not to mention, every time I'm in the studio, I always learn a little something that I'm like, okay, I could take that and apply it to clients that maybe aren't on a service level that you're on yet, right? And it always works. So that's been I think really the ups of this week, and the downs have been like, you're growing, and if my team hasn't grown yet accordingly, that can be a stressful weight to carry. And so just trying to make it all work.
Yeah, well, I think so. And, this is all such a learning process. And for any entrepreneur to say that they're still not growing probably is dying. So it's a forever game, and something that I'm constantly just trying to get to the varsity level at, but I don't feel like I'm there yet in some areas. And maybe you feel that way too, right? Like I feel like you're always behind the curve when really you could be ahead of the curve, but in your head you're still behind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had a moment like that earlier. I was showing Kyle some of like my CRM and just some different things. And I had my financial goal at the top, which we have not met yet for this year. Okay. And I was like, well, I thought we would do better. And then we started to break down numbers of like, what did my numbers in March look like versus my numbers now? And he was like, that's incredible growth. What are you talking about?
You had 5x.
It was it was great. It was a 5x growth since March. And I was like, actually, you're right. Like, maybe instead of looking at this, like, I haven't reached this goal that I knew when I said it was pretty lofty, I should look at what has actually happened and that it's actually pretty incredible. So that's a good perspective.
You want to know my growth this year?
Yes.
Financially?
Yeah.
15%.
15%.
Or 15x.
That's awesome.
15%. 15x.
I was going to say, okay.
Yeah, 15x.
That is awesome, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I mean, listen, I really, you're so talented.
Thanks.
You are so
Appreciate
talented. And I just think that there's no way you're not going to do it unless you decide you don't want to.
Oh, I'm doing it. But no, it's I can't take all the credit for it. There's been a lot of mentorship, a lot of help, a lot of moments of doubt, and lots of prayer. I really could not have done this without God, and I think the best is yet to come. I think right now there's hiccups, and one thing I did want to say too is there's one thing that I read in a book recently, and when it comes to comparison, it was like a really interesting framing of comparison, right? To where it was a Jewish parable, and this Jewish parable kind of went along the lines of like this. It was a pharaoh. The pharaoh went up to these two brothers and said, hey, I want a pyramid built. And if you guys, whoever builds me the pyramid first will get endless supply of money. You'll have inheritance. You will live rich for the rest of your life. And so these two brothers were like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this. Well, so both brothers went their separate ways to go build a pyramid. Brother one was, the more stout of the two. He was very, masculine, very brawny. And what did he do? He went straight to work. He started piling things of sand, and he started building out this pyramid. Well, 4 months in, he had like 2 stones. Another brother was in a workshop the whole time, or he couldn't be found. Is how it goes. So a year and a half goes by. This guy has like 12 stones. Mm-hmm. 2.5 years later, he has like the full base almost. 4 years later, he has the full base of the pyramid done. Other brother still can't be found. Everyone in the town's making fun of this brother. Where is your brother? Like, is he not taking this serious? What a great opportunity. He must be the biggest idiot. And this other brother's like, well, it looks like I'm going to be the wealthy one. Well, what the story goes on to say is that brother number 2 was in a workshop. He was figuring out a contraption to build to where he could offset that work to where he didn't have to do the heavy lifting because he wasn't the stronger of the two. So 4 years goes by, and brother 1 can't lift the stones for the second level because they're big pyramid stones. Mm-hmm. Out comes brother number 2 of this workshop, and he has this contraption, and everyone in the town's cheering, wow, what is this thing? We've never seen one of these things. He rolls up, and he completes the whole pyramid in 2 years. So the lesson of that story and where I've been taking from it is there might be people out there that are far ahead of me, or what the world looks like is far ahead of me, or maybe they're getting more clients, or maybe they have a lot of consistent clients. And right now, business has been slower in my head of like, man, I feel like I could be doing more. I feel like I should be somewhere else, and I'm not here yet. What is going on? But I'm trying to remind myself that right now I'm building out systems. I'm building out relationships. I'm building out, how I want my team to look when things do pop off very shortly. And I'm really excited for that. And so I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
No, I love that. I love that story, and I think it's so true. I mean, it kind of also talks about comparison is the thief of joy, right? It truly is. And you can't, because there's always someone richer, smarter, prettier, more productive. There's always someone that's something more, okay?
Mhm.
And I don't really find that thought to be depressing. I find that thought to be encouraging, because if I'm not trying to be the best in the world at anything, then I can just rest easy being myself and doing what I'm supposed to do and create in this world, right? And so you don't focus on the brother who, oh, he's got the whole base already and da 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 da, right? Systems and processes absolutely matter, and they take time to build. And in my business, what I've noticed is the areas where we have systems and processes set up, it's very smooth.
Mm.
But the areas where we still have yet to build them, it is rough waters. And
Sure.
there's part of me that wishes before I started, I had all these systems and processes figured out.
Mm-hmm.
But with growth, it will change your systems. Like, you just have to do the best. You just have to do what's right for where you're at. Have as much foresight as you can possibly have, and do what you can right now for what you can see. But just know that as you grow, that's going to change, and that this system is going to be old one day, and you're going to have to adjust.
Well, I mean, what's the only way that you can build a system is by doing it,
Yeah,
right? If you're not
Yeah.
doing it, it's just speculation.
right.
So that's all I got to say on that. But Jess, it's been awesome. I think we need to start doing this every week or two, right?
Yeah,
Like a little
just
sit-in.
recap.
Because, I think for me, too, it's good because, like what I was saying earlier, it's so easy to lose sight of where you're at and be like, man, I'm not doing a whole lot. But when
Yeah.
you look back at it retrospectively from a week,
I've done a ton.
you're like, man, it's been a good week. It's been a busy week.
Yeah.
So thanks for
think-
coming out.
Yeah, I think we both had some really great growth, honestly. And I think that this week, for both you and I, it was months worth of seed sowing that started to sprout. And I am super encouraged by that for both of us. And I think we just take it as the sign that we are where we're supposed to be, and we're going to keep going. We're going to be relentless, and we're going to meet our goal one day.
One day, hopefully soon.
Yeah.
All right, Jess. Well, hey, I'm signing out. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we can't wait to talk with you soon.
Bye.